What do you think directors see in you? Why do you get cast?
I'm beautiful. No, I don't know. I do as I'm told. No, I don't know. That's not good either. But
do you see a through line in these parts that you play?
Yeah, I do. It's the physicality, and I have my way of expressing myself, which is unique in a way. Like everybody's way is unique. But you can say that as an artist, if you see a Picasso and you see another Picasso, you see it's a Picasso, right? So you can see his brush strokes and everything in each painting. But if you see an actor, it's not that obvious because he's just a vessel for the director. But what I hope for is that somehow, I mean, it's probably vain, but somehow my view of humanity and my view of society and shines through.
In what way?
I don't know, and that's why I say it's vain. But
it's an interesting thing to hope for.
Yeah, it is,
because you're playing fictional characters.
Yeah, but it's also different fiction. I play monsters, like evil guys and good guys and so on. But they are made out of my book. They're made out of my vision of the world and of humanity in a way. So if you're really smart, you can probably trace something. You can trace something that is common for all characters I've done. I would recognize it, I think, but it's so subtle.
Do you see yourself in all these different characters?
Of course I do. I mean, I see myself. I'm the material. I'm the clay that I shall make a statue out of. But it's and it's all my feelings. This is my real feelings, but in different proportions.
It strikes me, in listening as we were walking yesterday, I was thinking there's a bit of interest in anthropology in all of this. This kind of study of the human being, spirit.
Yeah, it is.
You seem to like that.
Yeah. And it's like humans are constantly surprising, for good and for bad. But it's fascinating.
You said on our walk, you wanted to be careful not to be cast as a bad guy too often.
Yeah.
Do you think you were?
No, I think I managed to get out of that corner. But I saw immediately the danger of it, and I saw it. And when I started out in Hollywood, everybody with an accent was automatically a bad guy, because of xenophobia, and so it was the market that was only the American audience at that time. It was before American films became global, in financially global as well.
You've described doing this film, Sentimental Value, as somewhat meta.
Yeah, well, it's different meta for all of us, but to me, it's not about me, the character, but it's about an artist, and so the complications are the same.
Like what?
In terms of that, you have your art as your profession, and an artist is sort of more than sort of likes his job. He's sort of obsessed by his job, and he is his job in many ways. So it's very hard for an artist to sort of get away from his job and be with the family.
Did you ever find that you had difficulty in balancing family and career?
I sort of made sure that I was at home a lot. From the '89 when I stopped at the Royal Dramatic Theatre, I've been at home 8 months a year, changing diapers and wiping asses, and I've only been in front of the camera 4 months a year. But the thing is that I might have been not so present, or might not have been taken enough interest in my kids from from their perspective. I have 8 kids, and you give a little to each one of them, but to some that is not enough. Somebody wants the full attention and stuff. And
it would be hard to give attention to 8 kids.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to give to one kid when they want to play something that is really boring. But you notice that they have different needs, all 8 of them, and some are really needy. And of course, my kids, they're very frank. They can say whatever they want to me. So I get a lot of criticism for being not an attentive father enough.
You do get criticism?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think it's fair?
Well, it's fair in the way that it's their perception of, I don't get enough. But is it fair to say that I don't give enough? I don't think so. So I mean, but you can't be a perfect father always. I mean, you got to accept, and the kids have to accept. I'm flawed. Good luck.
8 kids is a lot. Why stop at 8?
I have had a vasectomy. That's a good reason to stop.
I guess that's a good reason.
Yeah. Well, you could change it back. but
you said enough.
Yeah, but I've had kids in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the zeros, and in the 10s. In 5 decades I've had them, and in 5 decades I've been changing diapers. So I think I should wait a little now.
Is it really possible you've done 150 films?
I don't know, but it's 150 entries on IMDb, I think. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's a lot of time spent shooting.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes I had small roles, so it doesn't. I'm not 150 years old, but I'm half that age actually.
You dance between the more independent, artsy films and the bigger blockbuster, bigger budget studio films.
Yeah.
Tell me about that back and forth between the artsy, independent, and the bigger budget.
First, I mean, it's partly because you want to stay sane, so you have to have to vary your films, and you cannot do the same thing over and over again.
You say stay sane. Is that in the variety, or is that in that you think that the artsy, independent films are where you feel more yourself?
No. It is the variety. I mean, it's like you don't eat pancakes every day. I mean, you got to have a varied diet.
Good Will Hunting, that was big. You described going up for the audition, being carried up in this limousine, meeting Matt and Ben, working on the script. What was it about Good Will Hunting that interested you?
Yeah, it was a good script. It was a good script. It was a small independent film. Nobody knew it would become as big as it was, and we just met. I drew up to Boston and met the boys, and we sort of worked. And we had worked on the lines a little and sort of changed something, and we had a lot of fun, and it was sort of a very fruitful, beautiful session we had there. And then we went out in South Boston and got drunk.
I was interested to read that you don't necessarily watch all of your films when they're done.
And I don't go back to them. I have no. I'm very much a person who lives in the present, and I like that more. I mean, you can't do anything about the past, and your dreams about a future are often more of a joke because they don't come through anyway. So it's like what do you say? If you want to make God laugh, make plans.
If given a big budget action film and a artsy small independent film, is there an obvious choice, one or the other?
No, because the big budget films I've made, most of them has also been very, very good and made by directors who has before the big blockbuster film made very interesting independent films. So I mean, if you work with Denis Villeneuve, for instance, or Fincher, or any of those guys, you're in good hands.
What about your foray into the Marvel universe?
It started very well.
It started well.
Yeah, it started
Did it not
very
end
well.
well?
Well, it became, I don't know. It was Kenneth Branagh was directing the first one, and then it sort of. I had fun doing it, and I loved the relationship I had with Kat Dennings and what's her name? I love her very much. I worked several films with her. It's my brain damage. What is it? Natalie Portman. We had lots of fun together, but eventually I couldn't read the scripts even.
Because you didn't like the writing?
Because I couldn't read it. He's coming in, he's twice as big, he's hitting him in the head, he flies through the air, he drops down on the floor, a car comes crashing through I mean, that was what it was describing of action scenes in a way that is I couldn't read.
And you're reading it or trying to read it and thinking what?
I can't, it doesn't say anything to me.
You mentioned in trying to recall a name, you kind of jokingly said, that's my brain damage.
Yeah.
Tell me about your stroke.
Well, I had a stroke that makes me forget my language, forget words, and that makes me more stupid and makes me less funny and everything.
Do you really feel that? Less funny?
You should. I felt so funny before.
Must be tough.
Yeah, well, I'm 74 years old and I'm alive.
Tell me about going through the stroke.
No, it was nothing.
What do you mean?
It was the face was sort of hanging a bit, and then my son said we should go to the hospital, and that's it.
How much did you worry about yourself, your family, your career?
Well, the first thing I thought was I can't make the second season of Andor and the second installment of Dune.
You were in between shooting those two at the moment.
Yeah. But I realized that I could do it, but I couldn't remember the lines. So we quickly started training that thing with an earpiece.
You wear an earpiece now when you're shooting?
Yeah.
How does the earpiece work?
It's actually more complicated than learning the lines, because the prompter has to say their line while the other actor is talking. So you say you have your line, and on that line I hear fast and neutral my next line coming, and then I can answer in real life time, answer your.
Wow. So as your scene partner, your actor, is talking, you're hearing your line coming up.
Yeah, and then I can answer it.
It's interesting to think of watching Sentimental Value and you having an earpiece in your ear through all that. Not something you're aware of as the audience.
No, of course not.
Do you see a difference in your acting?
No.
You look at yourself before the stroke and after, and you see the same actor.
Mm. Yeah.
It must have been scary to go through something like that, period, and then to think, how is this going to affect my career?
I don't know if I was. I wasn't that scared. I mean, I'm not afraid of dying or anything, but of course, I'm afraid of being a vegetable and sort of get that. My father had a stroke when he was my age, and it got him halfway. He was sitting like this for the rest of his life. And 6 years later, he had a second stroke, and it took him.
How much do you think about that?
Not at all.
Really?
I thought about it then, but I mean, it's something I'm fine with. It's and he didn't after the second stroke. He didn't suffer anymore, so it's easy.
How do you think you're a different actor today? What do you think you've learned in these years?
I'm a less technical actor, I think. I think it's. I've learned the technique, so I can throw it away now and be free from it in a way.
And you think you're a different actor because of that, or it's a different performance because of that?
I think so. I mean, it's not that it was bad before, but it's freer and richer.
More intuitive?
Yeah.
You look at yourself when you don't watch back on those films, I guess, so you're not looking back and seeing the difference.
Kind of in the memory.
I mean, it's as you think back on your career, what do you think?
I've had fun. I've had a lot of fun. That's what I think.
You've talked about camera fright and said acting is the most frightful job. Doesn't seem frightening to you.
No, but I mean, but the premises are frightening. I mean, you're sort of pretending to be someone else, and people are supposed to pay a lot of money to see it. Come on, it's pretty pretentious, but it's absolutely normal to be frightened when you act, to expose yourself in front of a lot of people, the way you're supposed to expose yourself. So when I had camera fright, I understood it very well. I knew where it came from, and but it is a totally horrible experience. You're so afraid that you lose the text and you lose everything, and you just want to die. You'd rather be dead than being in front of the camera.
When was this happening to you? Very early on?
Yeah, early on. I didn't film for 5 years, and then I did a film school film with low ambition and sort of high ambition but low pressure on, and I sort of found my way back to the film language that I love. But you know, the thing is that now I love the camera, of course. The camera is like another actor to me.
In what way?
It's alive, and it is there. I can feel it moving. I can feel it coming, and I'm feeling that, you know. So you play with your camera as well, especially like a film like this where the cinematographer Tuxen. He was doing handheld in a very beautiful way, and with the musicality that is fantastic. So you know that he is a part of the scene, and he's not working against it, or he's not disturbing it. He's a part of the scene, and his camera is a living creature that is a part of the scene as well.
As that camera comes around to you, what's the sensation?
I don't know. It's pretty sexual, in a way.
Describe that, or explain that.
Yeah, I love the camera, and it's a lover that is coming to me.
Wow. There's an kind of a thrill.
Yeah.
You're in the right business.
Yeah, I am.